land is your land, and this land is my land. And the
Woodrow Wilson Guthrie, better known as Woody Guthrie, was born on July 14, 1912, in Okehama, Oklahoma. Born at the dawn of World War I, he lived through some of the United States' most defining times. He, too, became a defining icon of American folk music and culture. Guthrie captured not just the hearts of everyday Americans, but also their stories through his music. Born to Charles Guthrie, a cowboy, land speculator, and local politician, and Nora Belle Guthrie, Woody was among 4 other siblings. However, Woody's happy childhood didn't last long after a series of tragedies rocked the family. The burning down of his childhood home, the death of his sister Clara, and the institutionalization of his mother due to her progression of Huntington's disease led the family to eventually relocate to Pampa, Texas. It was here that Woody developed a love of wandering and would often leave over the summer to wander the remote parts of the southern U.S. It was in Pampa, Texas that he met his first wife, Mary Jennings. He married her at 19 and the two soon had children. However, the height of the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl left him unable to support his family, and he took to wandering again, taking odd jobs and singing in saloons whenever he could. By the time he had relocated to California, he had a strong dislike for the native Californians, who opposed the migration of what they called Okies. At the same time, he got a job at the KFVD radio in Los Angeles and garnered attention for his relatable songs of hardship and migration. He gained this attention because he identified with his displaced audience, a trait that would become an integral part of his appeal. Never liking to be in one place too long, Guthrie headed out east to New York City. It was here that he found a group of singers that he identified with, known as the Almanac Singers. They became close friends and musical collaborators. Members included Pete Seeger, Leadbelly, and Burl Ives. Together they fought for social causes such as organizing unions and anti-fascism. They also supported controversial things such as the strengthening of the Communist Party. It was in this group that Woody pioneered songs of social activism that would become a trademark of his music. During this era, Guthrie wrote many of his most famous songs, such as This Land Is Your Land and So Long It's Been Good to Know You, as well as The Union Maid. Restless again, he went to Oregon and, on federal contract, made songs to support projects such as the Grand Coulee Dam. This traveling and his new interest in radical politics took a toll on his family, and his first marriage ended soon after. Back in New York, he met and married his second wife, Marjorie Greenblatt. It was in this stable relationship that Woody took many of his original songs and produced them, as well as writing his autobiography, Bound for Glory. U.S. entrance into World War II and Woody's strong anti-fascist sentiments led him to serve in the war. Out on sea, he continued to compose and write songs and was eventually recruited for the Army to write songs to warn of STDs and to rally the men. Back from the war, he began to write children's songs, such as My Little Seed, Clino, and Bling Bling. His marriage to Jewish Marjorie led to Jewish culture influencing some of his works. He left the marriage after emotional and physical strain as a result of his Huntington's disease. He moved to Topanga, California, where he met his third wife, Anique von Kirk. They had a daughter before he checked himself into a hospital in 1954. It was the beginning of the end for him. The rise of anti-communist sentiments led to the targeting of activists such as Woody and the Almanac Singers, now known as the Weavers. As his Huntington's disease got worse, he was moved to the Greystone Psychiatric Hospital, where he died in 1967.
From California to the New York Island, from Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
Woody was one of the few American icons to attain a legendary status in his lifetime. He was impactful not because of his vocal prowess or guitar skills, but because he captured the feelings and stories of displaced everyday Americans. His songs became more than relevant to one time period, but to multiple. This Land Is Your Land became a pillar of the civil rights movement, while others such as the 1913 massacre helped the Union movement. Guthrie wrote more than 3,000 songs and multiple books, poems, and plays, and newspaper columns. He was remarkable because he pioneered the use of songs as political and social tools. Woody Guthrie was the catalyst for other social activist singers, such as Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash, and Bruce Springsteen. His use of music as activism, representation of everyday people, and the generations of singers he inspired afterward are why Woody Guthrie deserves to be in the APUSH Hall of Fame.